Hey guys, this next story is called Trump's Very Massive Recession May Have Already Begun by Peter Schiff. Donald Trump has been getting a lot of flack in the media over the last couple of days about his comments about how the U.S. economy, particularly in financial media, because the Donald has now predicted a very massive recession in the U.S. He didn't just say recession, he's predicting a massive recession. Most of the pundits on television don't see any recession at all, not even a mild one. So here you have Donald Trump saying not only is the recession going to be massive, it's going to be very massive. The media is all over Trump. What is he talking about? We have all this economic growth. He's peddling all kinds of fiction. We have massive economic growth. The president's on television today, taking credit for this great economy with all these years of jobs. Of course, what the president didn't admit to is that it's not job creation, it's job destruction. We're destroying full-time jobs by the product of that destruction is that we create a bunch of part-time jobs that people don't really want, but that's all they can get. Yet the president is taking credit for that. It's like setting a fire and taking credit for putting it out. That's what the Federal Reserve did with the 2008 financial crisis. Let's look at some of the economic news that came out over the past couple of days that resulted in the Atlanta Fed reducing its Q1 GDP estimate yet again to zero point 0.4. Last Friday's podcast, I said I thought they would be revising it down, and based on the numbers that just came out, they did. One of the reasons the Atlanta Fed cited for the revision was yesterday's release of February factory orders. They were expected to be down 1.6, and instead it came out as negative 1.7, which was not that big a miss unless you consider the previous downward revision, which means it dropped from a lower level. That took something out of the GDP numbers, as did the very bad auto sales that I did mention in Friday's podcast. Apparently, the worse than expected trade deficit that came out today didn't even factor into their thinking, and I don't know why, because we were expecting 46.2 billion and instead got 47.1 billion. That's a pretty big miss, and they took January's estimate, which was originally 45.7 billion, and raised that to 46.2 billion. We are still expecting the March numbers, which will be factored into Q1 GDP. So I think the Atlanta Fed is still not low enough. Remember too, one of the things that's helping the Q1 GDP is that most of the country had an unseasonably warm winter because bad weather factored into the estimate. Now, I don't care what you think about Donald Trump. I don't care if he wins the presidency. I'm what they call a political atheist. I don't get involved in politics. I don't care about politics. I think they're all corrupt. I don't think there's any of them out there that have a good bone in their body. I think politics attracts the exact person that shouldn't be in office. It attracts scumbags and thieves and losers. But it sure is fun to watch the media and Donald Trump go back and forth and round about everything that he says. So let me know below what you think. Till next time, keep stacking.